Hello everyone. This chapter deals with the past progressive tense. We've already learned in the previous chapter that there are two forms of the past tense in the English language, past simple and past progressive. Let me remind you that we use the past simple tense to express actions which started and finished in the past. We learned this in the last chapter. The past progressive tense, which we are discussing now, is completely different. In the past progressive, we place the words was or were before the verb and add an ing to it. Danny was watching TV. They were watching TV. The question is, when do we use the past progressive tense? One case is when we want to express a continuous action that occurred in the past. In order to illustrate what is a continuous action, I'll give you an example of an action that is not continuous. Dad entered the house yesterday. The entrance operation is not a continuous operation. It ended the moment he entered. He didn't keep entering. He just came in, and his entry operation ended once he was inside. That is not a continuous action. In contrast to this, Father was watching TV all night. That is a continuous operation, which occurred in the past. Last night. Case number 2. Description of an action that occurred in the past at a certain moment. For example, yesterday at 10 p.m., David was reading a book. The act of reading is continuous, just like the act of watching television by Father. Case number 3. When a continuous action in the past is being interrupted by another action. For example, yesterday, while my mother was cooking, my father arrived home. We have here two actions. The first one is the cooking action. Cooking is a continuous action. It is interrupted by the second action, the arrival action of Father. The arrival action is not continuous. The last case is when a number of continuous actions happened simultaneously in the past. Dan was doing his homework while David was sleeping. Both of these actions are continuous and have occurred in the past at the same time. Typical time expressions are just like the past simple tense: yesterday, last month, 2 years ago, when I was a child, in 1960, and so on. Phrases, which are expressing the past. We divided the chapter into 3 lessons. Lesson 1, Adding ing rules. If you've learned the chapter of the present progressive, then you already know it well. Lesson 2, Verb to be, was, were. When do we use was, and when do we use were? Lesson 3, Sentences. It is recommended to do all the lessons, step by step. At the end of each lesson, you'll be directed to our homepage. And there, you'll be able to practice, improve, and test yourself online. We again would be very grateful if you will give us a share and like. We would be very happy if you would subscribe to our videos. Any feedback you can give us will be very helpful in improving our service. Please enter the first lesson, Adding ing rules, by clicking the link at the top of the screen. The Grammarland team wishes you lots of fun and success.